here on the 5th of November, 2022. We got that straightened out a little bit. We lost our tarp with its metal thing, and when we were taking it apart, everywhere where there was, I think it was galvanic action, everywhere there was a bolt going through, the metal was just completely rotted. That's why it fell. If it would have been solid metal, I think it would have withstood that storm, but it just bent. It bent and broke. So, because it was completely rusted, and I didn't notice it from underneath. I wasn't really paying attention, but it just rusted all the holes out in it. So, be careful when you buy something like that, because I don't know what the metal was and why it rusted so bad, but they put these things together with a fuse on them, and they don't work. We're back here again. We have zero water, usually upstairs. We have the water, which is not enough to make the Insta-Hot work, but at least we have water downstairs, so I can heat it up in the kitchen sink. And I'm spoiled. I like a warm table bath. Well, now we've got none, and they say the tank's broke. So, and it's the weekend, so who knows when we're going to get water on? Could be a couple weeks for all we know. The people who run that water don't live here, so it's not like they're in any kind of big hurry to fix it. This has been an ongoing thing with these people. Go figure. We have a live tomorrow. We're going to talk about the trip, our vacation we had, and give you some of my thoughts on what happened on the vacation. Also, don't forget to say the prayer for the doc. I haven't got any news from the guy. I went ahead and he sent me back what happened to him, and then I don't know. He's using the doc's Facebook account, which that's what they gave him. So I went ahead and I was sending pictures. So if the doc wakes up and he has his phone, he could see some pictures and some interesting stuff. Because I send him stuff, he sends me stuff. Well, this guy got all pissed off. That seemed very odd to me. But I don't know. I hope he keeps me up to date on what's going on. I couldn't get any information when I went to the hospital. He gave me the name of the hospital he was in. And I just couldn't seem to get any information from them at all. So that's the way it goes. And it's German. You have to go. I had to go through the website and through the email, and they just don't want to give me any information. Not even if he's there or not, or if they transferred him or anything. They just don't want to give any information. So I don't know how to go about doing that. But we're having a nice puffy cloud day, guys. They're burning something across the way, but nice puffy clouds. Yesterday was just you had very hot sunshine yesterday, and then 5 minutes later it was a torrential downpour, and then it got sunny again, and then downpour. It was like that pretty much the better part of the day. We got some shopping done yesterday, and needed to. Our fridge was getting a little bit skinny, but I hope we're going to try to get some kind of a awning here, something that's maybe get some rigid, and I'll put it up underneath here. And I don't know if we'll put a tarp or metal on it or whatever. Might be better to put a tarp so that we could remove it when a storm's coming. But I do like the idea of this being done. We did find out that this house here, you can see they're going to start a house over there, so they had to smash off part of the house and open the whole side of this house right here up, and that new block, the gray block there, that's part of the new house. So that's going to be the wall and part of the house. So they're going to be doing the same to this one. If you can see it, it overlaps the property line a little bit, and we're thinking if they do the same thing to it, we might be able to get it just for the ground. It is for sale for somebody, and if we can just get the ground, that would be a nice place to park. At least have a little bit more room, maybe even for a garden or something. But I wish I would have started gardening here before, because I could have been gardening for over a year. They're never doing anything with this, but they don't tell you which house is going to get started or not. It's like they don't know anything, or they don't want to look, or they don't want to tell you. I don't know what's up with this Demeter land. But I don't. I'm serious, guys. If you go ahead and get one of their places and you have troubles, don't don't say anything to me, because I've been warning you about this stuff for a good while. It's just so much crap is going on with this place, and I'm just tired of it. I hope we can get moved here coming up and just get the heck out of here. And I don't know if I'll rent it or just leave it sit empty. I'm not sure, but time will tell. Time will tell what we're going to do. But that's a little bit of the news of the day. We still got to go do a little bit more shopping. We got to run. Instead of going to Padre Garcia, I think we're gonna take the tricycle into Lipa today. Yesterday we had to go up through town to get to S&M. And it would take Grandma to the bus station, and I needed to do my big grocery shopping. And it took us from our house 55 minutes, and it's only a few kilometers. It's not far, and it's just here. The traffic was so bad. When we finally got up to the end, it was the traffic cop. He was just deciding that he was going to stop. Maybe they told him to, I don't know, but he decided to stop our road that we were going up into town in. And we would see big gaps in the cars, and he's waving them through at the intersection. And I was sitting there looking at him, and he just wouldn't let us go. We could have went a bunch of times. He could have stopped that traffic and let 10 of our cars out, but for some reason he was just blocking that, and it was blocked all the way up past our development. So 55 minutes to get into town because of one guy. And it just seemed so odd to me that it seems like they're doing it on purpose. And just driving around anywhere around here it's such a headache, you know. And when I was in Baguio, I really liked the taxi drivers. They were moving, and actually the traffic wasn't. I didn't think the traffic was anywhere near as bad, and it was like a holiday weekend. But it was kind of like New York, because there were more taxis on the road than anything else. A lot of water trucks too. There were the hotels that were down because they had no electricity or water. They pump their water into the tanks, and when they don't have it, and some of the hotels had generators, like the one we stayed at. And when we were at the first place way up north, we ate at a restaurant that had a generator, and it was pretty good food. They had some really good food up there, but you know, a lot of them didn't even have generators. They're building these big fancy schmancy hotels up there, and they don't have a generator backup. And the power here is out a lot. While we were gone from here, I guess it was a few days that the Granny didn't have power here. It just goes out. This is something, and it's not just here. You come to the Philippines, just know that. Get yourself a backup generator and have it ready to go. You know, because this is everywhere we've been, except when we were in GMA and also Carmona, we didn't have really power outages. We had a real bad storm where it was out for a while in GMA, and then we had a minor one. So I think it depends on the electric company and how fast they're willing to get the power back up. If you get in this country and you run into Meralco as an electric company, I recommend that. We've got this company over here that you see the people coming in to do hookups and stuff, and they're just kids. They got one old guy standing there, and they got these young kids doing it that I don't think they know what they're doing. I mean, it's just ridiculous. They'll put their ladders on the wires and just all kinds of crazy stuff. And right in the middle of the street, they'll put a ladder up on some wires to go do something. Nothing about safety. And that was another thing when we were coming back from Baguio. We were coming down on the highway, on the major highway. No cones, no warning. I'm like, what's that? There's a blockage in the right-hand lane, and it was like 5 guys standing there like this with their hand up because they had guys working on the road. You think they'd put a truck on an angle or do something, but when it comes to safety for that kind of stuff here, they're not thinking that. It's not even on their mind, and then they wonder why somebody gets killed and it destroys somebody's life because they're not being safe if there's a death or anything like that. You run somebody over, doesn't matter who's at fault. You pretty much go to the pokey until they figure it out, which could be 3-4 years. It's just how it goes. But we're going to have that live 6 a.m. tomorrow, and I want to talk a good bit about Baguio and my thoughts on like the vehicles like here. If I lived in Baguio, I would not have this buggy. Absolutely not. So just the hills they're billy goat hills that are just unbelievable. You're going up a steep hill, super steep hill, and then it pulls a hairpin turn and gets even steeper. So they cut off all your power, and we drove around there part of the first day, and on these hills you can't get out of first gear in this thing. If you go into second, it's just going to bog down, and you got to go back into first. And if you lose your momentum, we had a restaurant where we lost the momentum because the guard just walked out in front. Instead of letting me get in a run and shoot, he kind of walked in front of the car, and I'm like, oh crap, and I had to stop. Well, the only way we can get up it was I had to back all the way down to the bottom and try again. So you're going to get that over in Baguio. But my brother-in-law was here, and he cleaned up the house, and he also washed the car for us. We rode it since then, and I got a little bit of mud on it because it's wet here. There's puddles all over yet, but really thank that brother. I appreciate you giving a hand. And I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And this is Rickshaw out.